My name is Watanabe Hiroji. I'm a salaryman in my 30s. I don't have a fancy salary, but I do get by, and I live a happy life with my wife and son, without any worries. The only drawback is that I have a hard time finding time for my family. But my wife works hard without complaining. Because she works hard, I can work hard for my family. So I never expected it. That Sato was having an affair. It was a complete coincidence that I found out about Satomi's affair. I saw Satomi walking arm in arm with a young man on my way home from work. At first, I wanted to believe that it wasn't an affair, but after seeing her meet the man several times, it was impossible to convince myself that it was just a coincidence. After doing some research, I found out that Sato had left their son with her parents when they were having an affair. Maybe his in-laws were happy to have Makoto's time. They didn't try to stop Satomi even though he had to leave him with them so often. I'm sure Gifu's mother would have thought that Satomi's behavior was strange. I couldn't forgive my mother for not saying anything, even though she loved her daughter and wanted to prioritize her time with the basket. I had her investigate without Sato noticing. The person she was having an affair with was a man in his 20s named Yoshida Seigo. Apparently, she met Satomi because they went to the same gym. They used a detective to investigate, so there was no mistake. I thought the nursery school teacher might actually know about the affair, but it seems she didn't know anything about Satomi's affair. First of all, I wanted to prioritize divorcing Satomi. Besides, even if they divorce, the mother often becomes a mother. I know someone who couldn't get a marriage certificate even after getting a divorce with their mother's registration, so it must be quite difficult. It's easy to get a divorce on impulse, but if I want to get Satomi, I have to think carefully and act. I don't know what the right answer is, but the opportunity came surprisingly quickly. Was the line drawn because I didn't say anything? Satomi and her affair partner, the devil, were making out in a park near her house. I saw the two of them hugging each other without even a glance, just like they were doing at school, and I felt like the last of the feelings that remained inside me had disappeared. They look like they're having fun. When I called out to them, the two of them looked up and turned pale. Oh, what's wrong? Huh, Tana-san, there's no need to be surprised. This is a park near our house. Did they think their affair hadn't been discovered? The two of them started making excuses. Oh, wait, this isn't right. Hey, I'm just taking a break because I'm not feeling well. In what world would someone hug each other to relieve their illness? I don't need any stupid lies. Sato and the others don't realize it, but I've been collecting a lot of evidence of their affair up until now. I've already told my parents about Rin. They seemed a little surprised, but I accepted the blame for Rin. I firmly told my parents that I wanted them to feel responsible too. And when I told them that I would never see their son again if we got divorced, their faces turned pale. I told him that it was past time to forgive Satomi, and thank him for loving my son up until now. Let's talk. Look, we're all here. I wanted to say, what are you saying, you know, when you're hugging in a public place? But I didn't want to start a neighborhood rumor myself. So, even though I didn't want to invite him, I let Masao into my house. I'm so sorry. As soon as we entered, Masao got down on his knees and apologized. I have no intention of forgiving you, so it's annoying to hear you apologize. I'll pay you compensation, so please don't tell anyone. Masao was a man who only said what was convenient for him. That's true. To him, she was just a playmate, and he was even engaged to a woman from a wealthy family. Judging from Satomi's behavior, it seems she didn't know that she was his playmate or that Masao had a fiancé. I couldn't help but laugh at his convenient request, asking him to protect him after destroying someone else's family. Let me tell you, the other person already knows. When I found out that Masao had a fiancé, I told her right away. I felt sorry for his fiancé, but I told myself that I should have found out about his affair before I married this man. The parents of that Jurchen fiancé were furious and said they would call off the engagement, so the future with him that Masao had been thinking about was gone. Don't mess with me. What the hell are you doing? He's in a position to talk big despite having an affair. I've learned that I don't need to be so reserved. I've stopped choosing my words. There's no need to worry about the other person if he's been having an affair. After conducting some interviews, I asked Masao to go home. I plan to have a lawyer involved in any future communication.
Oh, you.
Satomi is talking to me awkwardly and noisily. I'm going to take a break now. To be honest, there's nothing to talk about with MI. I'm determined to get a divorce, and I don't want to be left behind because of the weird discussion. Besides, Satomi will probably be surprised when morning comes.
What's this?
The next morning, just as I expected, I saw Tomi looking confused. Oh, you. Why are there movers in front of my house? You must be the wrong mover. Satomi laughs mockingly, as if she can't grasp the situation. No, I'm the one moving.
Huh? I
Expected that, but Satomi is stunned. My son is with my parents, and I'm supposed to move after I move my belongings to the new room. Satomi seems to be gradually understanding the situation, and she starts hysterically screaming, "What's going on?" To be honest, she's not in a position to scream at me. When I ask her if she doesn't understand something like that, Satomi is at a loss for words.
I was lonely and had
searched the internet for various things, but I never thought she would actually say that she was going to have an affair. It's amazing that she thinks it's okay to have an affair if you're lonely. That's why I told Satomi that I'm getting a divorce and that I won't give her the money. Satomi's face grew increasingly angry as she listened to my words. Don't mess with me. Satomi continued to scream. Why do I have to go through this? I've been so busy with work that I should be responsible too, she said, trying to put herself in a better position. She wouldn't give me the child. Sato said this while trying to act brazen, but I had no choice but to let it go. If you care about the child, why did you have an affair? Sato is a full-time housewife, and if we divorce, she'll lose her income. How can I raise a child in that situation? Even though there are systems in place for single mothers, I don't want to leave my child with Sato, who is a registered father. Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention it. After the divorce, Sato told me that she couldn't rely on her parents either. I had never intended to let my son meet his parents after the divorce. I had always known that Sato would often leave my son with them. However, it seems that her feelings for my son were genuine, and after receiving repeated apologies from his mother, I asked her to let him meet her. Originally, I didn't want to let my precious son meet Sato, who had been suspicious of my daughter's suspicious behavior, but I made one suggestion. I told her to choose between our daughters. I told him that if he chose Sato, he wouldn't introduce him to my son, and conversely, if he promised not to get involved with Sato, he would introduce him to my son once every 2 months. Hiroshi's parents were troubled, but he ended up taking his grandson. What should I do? I don't know anything about that. It was his own doing. I want to tell him to just give up. Also, regarding Masao, the engagement ended in a draw. I got a call from Masao's fiance's parents early this morning. After that, I moved out and started living with my son. Satomi was there, and my son chose me, so things went more smoothly than I had expected. When I told my son about the divorce, he was still young and didn't really understand everything, but it seems that he didn't really like his mother, Satomi. Even as a child, he must have sensed something. He must have missed his mother, but he didn't seem sad at all when he found out that he wouldn't be able to live with her anymore. In other words, Satomi must have been that indifferent to her son in general. I demanded compensation from the man and Satomi, but it was decided that the payment would be made in monthly installments. Masao told me that he wanted me to study hard because he didn't have any money, but my pride wouldn't allow me to reduce my salary to just 1 Rio after my family was destroyed. I heard from someone that Sato and the others struggled to make ends meet after that, but that's none of my business. They just did whatever they wanted and ruined themselves. I've written a contract stating that I'll take legal action if the compensation payments are delayed, so I'll be forcing them to do so. It'll be split between the parties, so there's no end in sight, but in a sense, it'll be tough for Satomi and Masao as they'll continue to be confronted about what they did. But I feel the same way. Ideally, I wanted him to pay in one lump sum because I didn't want to get involved. As the last bit of affection I had left, I agreed to pay in installments. The hardworking Sato I saw in him was a lie, but in a way, I think it's good that we got divorced while our children were still young. My son may have a hard time without a mother, but I intend to raise him with all the love I can. Thank you for watching until the end. Please look forward to the next episode.
どうしよう。すごくまずいことになった。こんなはずじゃなかったのに。思考が停止して何も考えられない。だけどこの状況が私を地獄に突き落とすことだけははっきりと分かっていた。夫は助手席のドアを開け、彼を無視して私に笑いかけた。
楽しんだか。帰ろうか。
夫の言葉に従うしかなかった。私は40歳を迎える専業主婦。年上の夫は貿易会社で働くサラリーマン。11歳になる一人娘と典型的な3人家族だ。私の人生は子供の頃から平凡だった。特にクラスで目立つこともなく、小学校、中学、高校を卒業。何かやりたいことも大きな夢もなく、流されるように三流大学に入学。4年間はあっという間に過ぎて、みんなと同じように就職活動。中小企業の事務に就職が決まったけれど、特に情熱もなく、学校と家の往復が職場と家の往復に変わっただけだった。結婚すれば何かが変わる。そんな風に考えたこともあった。だから20代の半ばを過ぎた時、婚活アプリに登録。すぐに夫と出会ってデートを重ね、真面目な夫とはそのまま交際に発展し、何の問題もなく結婚に至った。だけど、期待した結婚生活は特別なことなどなかった。結婚して数年後、娘を妊娠してから子育てが始まった時は胸が高鳴ったけれど、娘が小学校に通うようになって子育てが一段落すると、私の生活はまた平凡なものに戻ってしまった。あの頃の私は平凡な人生を生きることに限界が来ていたように思う。夢中になれるものが欲しかったし、ドラマの主人公のような特別な瞬間を経験してみたかった。そんな時、ママ友の誘いで 娘の中学受験を決めた。平凡な私が母親でも、娘が有名私立の中学に入学すれば、みんなが羨むような特別な人生を送れるかもしれない。私は娘に受験のための家庭教師をつけることに、夫は娘が決めたことならと、高い授業費に文句も言わなかった。家庭教師の男性はまだ学生でアルバイトだけれど、有名大学院に在学中だ。礼儀もあって育ちの良さを感じさせる。私は彼にすぐに好感を持った。まさか彼との出会いが私の人生を大きく変えることになるとは夢にも思わずに。
あれ、娘さんは。
その日、私は娘の時間割を間違えていた。てっきり午前授業だけかと思って、午後の時間に家庭教師をお願いしていたのだ。慌てて彼に連絡しようとしたが、すでに家に来てしまっていた。先生、本当にごめんなさい。私の連絡ミスで、今日はまだ娘は学校なんです。授業料はお支払いしますから。
お気になさらないでください。他のご家庭でもこういったミスはありましたよ。
恥ずかしいわ。でも、せっかく来てくれたんですから、よければお茶くらい飲んでいってください。軽食のケーキも用意してあるので。
じゃあ、実はお母さんのケーキ好きなんです。手作りですよね。いつも美味しいと思ってました。
え？若い男性から手作りのケーキを褒められただけなのに、私の胸は今までにないほどに高鳴っていた。ドクン、ドクンと、自分の心臓の音がはっきりと聞こえる。数十分のはずのお茶は、気づけば数時間経っていた。それから私は、彼と頻繁に連絡を取るようになった。娘の勉強についての話題はただのきっかけだった。自然とお互いの近況報告に変わっていて、彼に褒められるたびに自分が特別になった気がした。娘がいなくても彼が家に来るようになるのは早かったように思う。二人きりのお茶の時間は密会の時間になり、夫婦の寝室で彼と関係を持った。夫への罪悪感よりも背徳感の方が大きかった。夫と娘を裏切っていたのに、私は興奮で胸を震わせていたのだ。私は彼との関係に抜け出せないほどハマっていた。娘の勉強時間を増やすと夫に嘘をついて家庭教師代をもらう。彼とのホテル代にそのお金は消えていくのだけれど、夫に悪いと感じることもなかった。夫は疑いもせずに夫婦生活を続けている。私はずっと夫にとって平凡な妻で居続けてきた。だから少しくらい平凡な私の人生にもご褒美があっていいんじゃないかと思ったのだ。彼との関係がバレていないことに安心した私は、次第に大胆な行動も取るようになった。日中だけの数時間の密会では物足りなくなり、ついに深夜に家を抜け出し始めた。すでに夫への愛情はない。そんな夫と一緒に寝ることなんて、私には耐えることができなくなっていたのだ。週末は深夜に彼とホテルでジョージを交わし、一緒に眠って朝方に帰る。これが私の新しいルーティーンとなった。彼はまだ学生だけど、すでに車を所有していて、送り迎えもしてくれる。深夜に家を出て、彼の車に駆け寄る瞬間、私は自分が 非日常的な世界に飛び込んだことを実感できる。彼との密会だけが私の平凡な人生の中で特別に輝いている瞬間だった。だから自分が破滅の道へと進んでいるなんて気づきもしなかったのだ。まだ辺りが暗い早朝の時間、私はいつものように家の近くの駐車場まで彼に車で送ってもらっていた。離れたくない。
俺だって話したくないよ。
早朝のこの時間に駐車場に人気などない。私はヒロインになりきって彼との余韻に浸っていた。その時だ。バチンと車の窓を叩く音がした。いきなりの衝撃に私も彼も驚く。
あ、
彼が目を見開いて大きく口を開けた。不思議に思って振り向くと、そこにいたのは、車の窓に張り付いている夫の姿があったのだ。いつもなら夫はこの時間ぐっすりと寝ているはずだ。どうして夫がこの場にいる現実が信じられなくて、頭がうまく働かない。時が止まったように、私も彼も夫もその場を微動だにしない。だけど静かに助手席のドアが開いた。夫は私に微笑み、優しく声をかけてきたが、
楽しんだか？帰ろうか？
有無を言わさない様子だった。私は彼に声をかけることなく、夫と家に帰った。家に帰るまでの道のり、夫は一言も言葉を発さない。私は怖くて謝罪することも言い訳することもできない。ただただ静かに過ぎていく時間が、こんなにもプレッシャーを感じるなんて。家に着くと、夫はリビングで私に離婚届を差し出す。すでに夫の名前は記名済みだ。
離婚してもらう。
決定事項だった。私は
家庭教師の男と浮気してたんだろ。知ってたよ。この家でもホテルでもずいぶん楽しんだみたいだな。
どうして知って？
娘がいないのに家庭教師が家に来ていること、バレていないと思ってたのか？お前が彼と会っている時に、家庭教師の事務所からスケジュール確認の連絡が入ってね。確認したけれど、なぜか娘が学校に行っている日にも家庭教師は家に来ていた。
そんな。
更新所に連絡したらすぐに調べはついたよ。彼との関係がいつから始まってどこで何をしていたのかもすべて知ってる。
夫はそう言うと封筒を差し出した。膨らみがある封筒の中身を見るのが怖い。夫は封筒から何百枚もの写真を取り出す。すべての写真に私と彼が写っている。私は頬をほんのりと染めて、キラキラと輝く瞳で彼を見つめていた。その時、ようやく目が覚めたのだ。私はなんてバカなことをしてしまったのだろう。家族がいるのに、娘だっているのに、まやかしの恋にうつつを抜かして、家族を裏切っていたのだ。ごめんなさい。
謝罪はいらない。すぐに離婚して、この家を出て行ってくれればそれでいい。
待って。
待たない。それだけのことをお前はしたんだ。
夫はすでに用意してあったトランクケースを玄関に運んでいく。ちょっとした刺激を求めていただけだったのに、 まさかこんなことになるなんて。お願い。だったら、せめて娘に一言。
俺たちを裏切っていた母親に娘が会いたがると思っているのか。親権はもちろん俺が持つし、それなりの慰謝料と養育費も請求させてもらうよ。
そんな。
平凡な生活には飽き飽きしてたんだろ。
夫は冷たい目で、私が彼に送ったかつてのメッセージを口にした。すべてが夫にはバレているのだ。言い逃れもできない私は、離婚届にサインをして、家をすぐに出て行くしかなかった。行く先もない私は実家に向かったのだが、
浮気をするなんて恥を知れ。
父親は私を見るなり怒鳴りつけ、母親は非難する目で静かに絶縁を叩きつけた。実家も追い出された私はすぐに彼に電話をした。もう頼れるのは彼しかいないのだ。実家は裕福そうだったし、私を愛してくれているなら助けてくれるはず。だけど、いくら待っても彼が出ることはなく、呼び出しのコール音が鳴り続けるだけだった。私は彼にも縁を切られてしまったのだ。誰にも頼ることができなくなった私は、高額な慰謝料と養育費を払うため、夜の仕事に就くことを決めた。だけど、
事情があるのは分かったけど、君、夜の仕事なめてない？女なら誰でもいいってわけじゃないんだよね。見たところ、君の外見とコミュニケーション能力だと、この額の給料しか出せないな。
夜の仕事でこの額ですか？
客が取れれば歩合制でボーナス出るから。
何もかもが平凡な私が夜の世界で稼げるわけもなく、私は低賃金で働き詰めの毎日を送っていた。だけど地獄は終わっていなかったのだ。ある日、知らない電話番号から着信が鳴った。客の誰かと思って出ると、あの彼の両親からだった。彼はあれから家庭教師の事業所に私との不倫がバレてアルバイトをクビになったらしい。それだけでなく、大学院の SNS アカウントに不倫していた事実が写真付きで投稿されていたらしい。退学になることはなかったけれど、周りから白い目で見られるようになり、講義に行けなくなってしまった。結果的に不登校で大学院は退学。キャリアの道が閉ざされた彼は将来に絶望して引きこもりになってしまったのだ。その責任を私に取れと彼の両親は言ってきた。つまり慰謝料を要求されたのだ。彼は私を助けるどころか苦しめる存在でしかなかった。どうしてあの時私は平凡な人生をつまらないなんて思ってしまったのだろう。平凡な人生にこそ幸せがたくさん詰まっていたのに、私は二度と娘に会うこともなく、新しい家族ができることもなく、一人孤独に借金の支払いだけを続ける人生が待っている。決して平凡な人生ではない。これが私が願った人生なのだろうか。いくら自問自答してみても、後悔しか浮かんでこないのだ。最後までご視聴いただきありがとうございました。次回のお話も楽しみにしていてください。